So close, so far away. Oh, you're telling me that I can't sing? I'm on the TV here. I don't hear you. You're going to the bathroom, you put it on hold, you're on the video. Oh, I'm over here. My glasses are crooked. That's okay. Because I know where the best ball lands, where it falls, and it stops moving, usually after a few seconds, let's say 10 seconds. They call it a knockout. They call it something. In every game, depending on where the ball lands. In football, you have to catch it. You can get it if somebody else drops it. And then it falls on the floor. Then it's a live ball. The minute that ball hits on the floor, it's a live ball. The minute you don't have contact with that ball, it's a live ball. Which way would you like to play baseball? Here's all the marks of baseball. Okay? One strike on this angle, two strikes on that angle, one ball, two balls, three balls, four balls, you take your base. Four balls, two strikes, you create the letter M. It creates the letter R and R on each side. It's an L angle. If you want to count the L as an angle, you'll say lemon. Why? Because the L and the M together, and you're on base. L, M, and you're on base. Lemon. You don't think numbers talk? You know why this chin is crooked? Because I only can speak from one side of the world, although we have to play ball in between and my head goes to the other side. The two guys, L versus L, inside the CC. It's a hockey rink. They're playing and they're skating. We've got X's at every corner. How did I come up with these boxes of life in this box? Let's get back to baseball. L and M, 12 and 13 makes a quarter. L and M makes a quarter. In between is 6. Why is 6 in between? Because if you look at the ace card, the ace takes the 5 hole. That makes 6. 25, 6, 26. 25, 625 the Mayan. Or if you count it at the letter Resh, okay, 18 and 13 is 31, and 31 equals 62, the queen. We got on base because he was at the plate over here. He went to first. In order to get back to third, he's got to make a score out here. So he's got to pick up one of these other lines from the next batter. If you're mixed up with the value of 0, here's a 0. But the minute you slash a 1 into it, they call it a split. Now, if it was a 50-50 split, this now becomes the letter D, and this becomes the letter D. You now have 4-1-4, which the 4 is here and the 1 is here. 4-1-4 means to go here, to come back to here, to go back to here again. 1, 2, 4, 8, 7. Now it says 7 and 7 is 14. Here's the 4 and here's the 1. So I'm going straight up this time. But 14 equals 5, so I can go to here. So I'm not only going straight up and to here, they both rejoin right at the 0 mark, point 0, where everybody meets. This is where 0 is. And everything that goes into 0, that's the value of 0. Normally 0 is 225 because of the angle. 4 and 5 is here. The angle is 225. 25 go into every single square on this board. 1/4. Now, I didn't explain that right. 0 is valued at 54. It means the word it. Means the word it because it will be of becoming of what it is. It will be the number. It is still 0. 0 takes up one angle. It means 10. I went all the way through 1 to 9, and I add up 1 to 9, and it tells me 9 and 1 equals 10, and whatever's inside the 10 ball goes to 0. The 1 will go inside the 0 as the point in the center of everything. Like into this game, here's the 0, the point of everything. So when everything comes into the 0 will be this corner, this corner, this corner, and this corner will now come to be this. Well, I'm going to take these 4 corners here to show for the center corner. 1, 3, 7, and 9, 1973. 1 and 9 come together because this wheel is split in half after that. One goes to one side, the other goes to the other side. They both live in, the 1 and 9 lives in this hole and will always remain 10. So no matter what you do in here, the center is always 0. because 0 is what ended up when you got there. It was 10. We don't need to count it. We start at 11 in Monopoly. 11, 12, all the way to the end. And don't think of it as 11, 12. Think of it as 11.1, 11.2, 11.3, 11.4, 11.5, 11.6, 11.7, and then you get 11.8, and 8 is the corner. 9 and 10, because there's more dots inside of here behind here. It ends up 9 and 10. And then you go here. Instead of speaking, let's say between this is 1, this is 5. In between is 3. You see the 4 squares that passed in between? This is connecting Mark Rodin's numbers up together. Becomes the exo. And we travel basically in this triangle here. Only this quarter here we travel, or this corner here. One of these corners. We don't travel out here. We don't. Why? Because out here are the numbered bets in roulette. Don't forget the way I work. I work the way they work, what they want. So anyways, we're just going to jump around. 0 equals 54 Rubik's Cube. 2 zeros equal 108. Plus the 2 equals 110, 110 floors on the Twin Towers. If you want to count 1 plus 2 is 3, you have 111th, you're on the roof. 4 by 5 or 45 and 54 explains what Jupiter's job is. All these numbers are, I've simplified everything so that if I run by this square paper, I can't go wrong because I'm following the rule of the paper. If I implicate some design onto the paper and using the numbers that are on the paper, I can't go wrong. Okay, but using the multiplications and additions to everything, okay, that's where I could go wrong if I make the wrong definition of something. But even when I'm wrong, I can't be wrong because it's the number 4, the number 4. It's all around, it's 360. I know it's 360. What else am I going to do? In fact, here's something else I did. Okay, the equal sign. I just made them bigger. Put 2 3s around each side. You got command and create. You put the 2 U's to make sure that they're connected to both sides. And now we're living in this circle of life basically here. Nothing is really equal. This over here, when I told you we start everything at 0, 10, 30, 70, 90. Where's 2, 4, 6, 8? Well, let me explain to you. 10 becomes 15. You always have to multiply it by 1.5. Okay? Because it's going to the center of the dot. Remember the dots I did below? Comes to the center of the dot. So I take 10, I make it 15, it goes in the center. 30 times 15 is 45. 4 and 5 is 9. It would go over here. 2 of them. I would need 2 of these. 33, command and create of the Christ. 3 and 3 is 9. 70 equals 105. 10, and then 5 back to the center over here. 105 is a poker result. Adding up all the cards in one suit from ace to ace equals to 105. 105 and 105 equals 210. Everybody knows that. 210 multiplied by the same 0 equals 135. 135, which shows the point arrow to the ace. 90 is 135 again. Same 0 to the ace. It's a birth. 20 equals 30, so we go by the 30 route. 40 equals 60, which is 2 times 30, which equals 90. 135. How do we get that? 90 times 1.5, 45 degrees, 135. We have to separate everything. You can't go to the door. Before you get to the door, you ring the bell. This 135, now that I told you we double it, now we go 1 slot here, 135 degrees, 1 slot here to the same thing, and then 1 down the center. In between 7 and 9, 7 to 8 is 1, 9 to 8 is 1.5 up. 1.5. 3 days, 273 days, 39 weeks in a pregnancy. Sigmund Freud, Manuel Fred Flintstone, the sigma, a Greek letter, the Mars of SARS Freud, the mod, the monde, all the world of Freud. Our world, my friend, is completely calculated. This whole entire system, whatever is done, whoever is working it, it's absurdly intricate and amazing what they can do. And then again, there's one guy on here watching right now that says, you know, this guy is a nut, I don't believe anything. All right, let's believe and not believe. Now we've put a door up in front of our face. Like, what should I believe? Believe Nothing. Believe everything. Think that everything has a possibility, but you don't really care right now. That's fine. Let it be. Let time pass when whatever you do care will come back to you. But if you throw away what you don't care, it'll come back hard in your face. And it'll step on you and nobody's around. You go, I knew it. But no one will be there to talk. When all the times you need someone to talk to. What great is it about being king if there's nobody around, if you know it all, if you're better than everybody? You keep switching the channels, you make no friends. Whatever friends you have, you're two-faced anyways. You don't have to agree on anything of anybody's. The other thing I wanted to show you is, see these caps here? Same thing. See the electricity wires that are in it? You need two of them, one on top of each other. One jack, one jack, one jack. You need three jacks. You got to play with the jacks and you got to play with the jokers. So this little thing here, if you take a look, one eye, two eyes, if I would have made the mouth properly, you'd see an animal on each side. You also see a guy with his eye here with his nose up, the same one here. They're sitting down and they seem to be playing electronic dominoes or something together. They each have their own table. Nobody's allowed to go across. These are the digital moons. 1, 2, 3 digital moons. Don't count this one. This one's in your head. This is one of the moons. This is the other moon. It should all be like this on this angle. Another thing you have to see is this here. This is not what you think it is. All it is 3 lines. I put 2 lines in here and 1 line in here. You have 9, 11, go. That's what this says. 9, 11, go. The V letter in French means go, vo, move, the moose. Now, how did we get the real value of 0? Because 0 is a number that takes a spot, okay? It means I'm the parking spot, but there's no value to me. And all of a sudden a pen comes out, and the pen is worth 5. Now you got 5 inside 0. You got 50. Now take that pen out, you got 0 again. Means you have the position. Now either you can lie upon the position, you can go beside the position, you can join it inside of it and become one with it. Or you can take up the parking spot and be on the position. Now nobody else can be there. So you took up the position with your car, which put your 4 wheels on top of the place, which got you in the car to get out of the car, to step on, to shut your door and turn around and shut your door, and 0 is nothing. It's the place you're at right now. You come to a spot. You come to the spot, you stop. You go to the spot and you start. Where'd you start from? You were nowhere. You were parked. So now you're 0. Hey, where are you? Oh, I'm parked. Oh, pretty cool, eh? I'm parked. Where are you parked? Parked over there. When I go back, it'll be the same place I stood when I left. I wouldn't have to give anybody any coordinates. I'd be standing in the spot I was. That's a whole 0. You made the whole turnaround. You went from your car, in your car, to out of your car. You went away from your car. You landed up where you did to turn around to come back to your car where you stopped to open your door. You didn't just run into your car. You could have jumped in over it, but you still had to get back to your car. From where you are to where you go, to where you arrive, to when you come back again, you've never left. The other thing I'm going to show you is this. We need the light to come in, right? It takes a few extra days for the light to come in. The world would go above that. See the way? Whoa, look at that world turn. Look at that. Oh my God, all by itself, eh? Just keeps turning around and around and around. See the way it spins on its lines? The angle of the earth held in by a little piece of metal so it doesn't fall out. Do you think we're outside, or do you think there's one above and one below? 2 different worlds, or one on each side. They get to see each other through the hole. Hey, look, I'm number 11. Cheers. Why do you think I'm able to do this shit? Best whiskey in the house. Made right from the maple tree. Number 1 clear. So we had 2 different jacks, 2 different games, same hole, same hole. You see this? If you put 2 of these together, do I have my scissors? I'm going to do it by hand. You see the jack of spades, jack of clubs is supposed to handle to be Jesus Christ. The jack of spades, don't forget, the jack of clubs means I have the hold of the three worlds, which is Jesus Christ. The jack of diamonds, JD, okay, jack 4. What would a 4 be? 4 by 6 is 24. That would be, man, I got the 360 corners, but I'm trapped in the center by jack 5. I remain jack 6 as my mind is jack 4. I got all kinds of ways to go in my mind, but I'm trapped by 5 inside of being 6, the 6 card. I don't have the 6. Where's the 6? Oh, here's the 6. The 6 is your game. Bubble. That's the way bubble art works. And the angle of these two are going the same way, so I can join the street. Angle going the same way. 60. 15. 10 plus 15. 25. Inside the 6, making 150. 6 and 6 makes 300. Now you got the game of bowling. One more 6, you got 450. You got the 90-degree angle for your birth. One more 6, you got 540 Rubik's Cube, 54 by 10. Now you have the whole equation. Now you go get the other Rubik's Cube. You see how many Rubik's Cube we actually have to make? See what this says if you take a look at it? Each 9 is one Rubik's Cube. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Plus the spaces of 4, 5, 6, 2, 5, 8 in between, which exist inside the Rubik's Cube, but then you have to readjust it outside. But then you join that 2, 5, 8 for the two sides where you come with the cubes together, or leave it empty because the road just travels right through. That's why it's always 4, 5, and 6, and 2, 5, and 8, because she's always going to cross over the highways on number 5, because number 5 is the 0. Why is it the 0? Because you go this way, and this way to go around. You ever get off a highway around and come back this way? Makes a 0, doesn't it? A loop. You're coming on one highway, you make a loop which is like a 0, and you go the other way. You're 0. Well, you're not 0, you're going in a direction, but ooh, didn't bend the right side there, kitty. You didn't bend the right side there, kitty. Or is she, kitty? You understand? So you were on the highway, so the way you would actually do this, I'm going to write it down, is this way, this way. There's your loop. So you had to cross under or cross over something that was going on by. I don't remember exactly what I was talking about. Another thing I wanted to show you, some lady came to my apartment named Doris, and she told me to mention MC at EMC2, and when you put it all out, it becomes to 1936. And that's basically the recreation incarnation of the 3 6s of the angel of 9 and 1 is 10, of 1, 3, and 6 of the laws of Moses, of the points in football, of the 9 birth, of the 1 spirit, of the letter M for Mars, and the letter 6, F for business. Everything is calculated. It seems like there's nothing real at all in this world. It seems like the last 6,000 years of history that we have heard is all wrong. But it can't be wrong because they left us an out. Or did they do that purposely, leave the out? Let me explain to you what the out is all about. The out is all about hope. Hope, a wish, a prayer, that there's a chance that after we die we're born again. Or are we going to be controlled in another world and everything is fake? Because all these numbers, it's way too good. And then even the evil have to know and understand the way it is. Eventually man will catch up to himself, and all good men will become evil against the other evil. You'll have the good evil and the bad evil. So good knows we must restore, and we must pay those off who have worked separately from the system to gain and nurture the system by the wisdom within oneself. So now they have a real God. The thing is, to create anything good, you got to destroy. And in order to love something to exist, you have to love. bringing God back into the picture. But I only want him to be in the picture because I don't want there to be no God. Because I don't want to go away forever and never come back, and all that I have done, it'll only live on in books, and I'll never be able to see it as an angel star. 3 out of 4 dentists said. 2 out of 3 islands said. And many, many videos and many rocks that I have seen have all said there is some kind of interior life. So I wanted to show you. How did I get this? Oh, it's up here. Sorry about that. Yeah, I was going to show you that. See what happens when you put them together? Whoop. See what happens when you put them together? It's not together enough. See what happens? It makes 88 and 2 diamonds, but it's in between that you live. It makes 888. It's the in-between one you're missing. Don't forget, it was 3 of them. 88 can make 66. 88 can make 22. 88 can say 11. 88 can say 33. What world are you going into? One of the reasons when you pick up a set of dice, the opposite of 66 is 11. The opposite of 8 is not 88. An 8 needs 2 dice. Or you're talking about one card that talks about 3 worlds. This world has 3 lines. This world has 3 lines. The difference between the 2 worlds? Is that these 3 lines are doing this, and the other one's doing this. This is your center. When this line comes here to run to the other side, three stars, 1 star, 2 stars, 3 stars. This star goes all the way to the other side, all connecting in 4, 5, and 6. This is the in-between cube. This one will connect the cube up here on this side, and this one will connect the cube up here on this side. This one strand is going north and south, while this one goes east and west. 2 of 2 are the same, 1 of 1 are different. This one will get 3 out of 4. This one will get 3 out of 4. Makes 6 out of 8. This one will get all of them on this side and all of them on this side. This will get 3 out of 4, which makes 6 of 8. This will get 3 out of 4, which makes 6 of 8. But all in all, this one will get 4 out of 4, but dividing itself up as 3 and 3 from 8. One of the ways things are made is put the tic-tac-toe boards together. This position would be 9. This position would be 4. Instead of having 4 on this side, which is 2 away from 9, where the 7 spot is, it's now 2 away with the, see the center? That allows it to travel across because of that. But we're not even going across because everything is like this. Down and up, down and up. Everything's on these angles. You can see it in the cards. You can see it in the cards. Up, up, down, whoop. See this card? This is the card of Eve. Can't go here. The only thing you can do with that one is make a little man's 2 feet, his head, his arms across. This is all because these are up. This one's the other way. So you have to turn the card over. Here's the 10. See, this one goes down to here. This one goes down to here. This one crosses evenly with each. This one is bubbled. Fruit, fruit. Underneath the point, fruit. This one will now travel down. And then we'll live on the cross. You see the egg, the way it makes the egg shape over here? We live on the cross of Christ. So everything has been put on it. You see, we're always facing each other if we go this way. But you see the way one side Okay, this has not been done yet. Now we've got, see the X formation, like Daffy Duck? Now all we have to do is put a head, but we don't need a head. This way or this way, east or west. Don't you see? The 10 says I am half the value. One here and one here says I'm half the value at 5. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 10 goes in the 0 spot. You remember I told you 10 was 0? Well, here it shows its value at 50. Now I can switch its value. If I only work one part of the card, this is number 9. But in value, it's 15. It's 15 and 9. Because every one of these, you need 3 to exist. They're all worth 5. Because inside their cells are 9 lives of the cat. 9 by 5 is 45. And that's the way Rubik's Cube works. Don't forget, what's special about the letter M is that it's represented in expression on Rubik's Cube as you travel from 1 to number 5, where the 1 exists. And then you go to the third level where it's 9, which is the third level, 113, which explains K and M. Kilometers. Angel light. Nine, if you flip everything upside down on your phone, 9 belongs in the 5 spot. 9 and 5, 9 by 5 is 45 again. 1 and 5 is 15, but it's in the 3. The 9 is 3 times 3. The 1 goes into the center. It becomes its own 5 and comes into the center as its 10, becomes 15. 1 is 15. The 9 is 24. That's the X. Still, X is the 24th letter. 2 and 4 is 6. 2 by 4 is 8. It's man in the dog pound. When you go around, once you arrive at a spot, center, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you arrive, center, to here, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and you connect here, creating the letter G. Then you go down towards this corner and into the 5 section over here. I know I'm throwing you stuff off the wall. I'm going to stop. When I get in and out of intricacy, it's hard to follow. I think I'm going to take off for today. Oh, there's so much. I need help. I mean, I don't need help. I need a secretary here that I can take some of my small stuff, give her the information, say, do this, spread it out on 20 pages, put it in order, get it onto the computer system. I'm just working like in the olden days. But you know what? When you're with your hands and you have to go slow, that's what Matrix is all about. Getting into the corners. And the only way into the corners is to slow down your megahertz. You got to go to the whale. Listen to the whale talk. Listen to the animals. Every animal will give you a tone of its speed of thought. It's detailed out. The slower it is for me, the better it is. It can be, ah! But I'm not ready for that. I'm ready for a the whales. Raphael 7286. For all of those, this is just a program. It's a movie. What I do is I take games people play, anything on the internet from anywhere in history of any time. As long as you see it, I can see it, and then I can take my formation and put it into the act of games people plays, rules of games of backgammon, rules of games of the setup of the board of Monopoly, rules of game of Pai Gow poker, and anything that has to do with the Asia. Because Asia and New Zealand and the Baltic and the Mediterranean and Russia, that's where we're from. We're all from there just about. Almost all of us, okay? I don't know anyone in my religion that doesn't come from there. And again, a religion, I'm not too sure what that's about because all the numbers were the numbers of Christ. It's almost like God saying, okay, you'll put in the Christ system now. Okay, you'll put in this system now. But right now, guess what? He's back to the conscience again. He's gone through the 2,000 years of Christ. He made it up to there. Now he has to bring back our conscience. He took it away, and now he has to bring it back. It's not that he took it away. It went away over time because we stopped in one area and we redirected in another area. 1945 to 2010. 2011, 45, be 55, 65, 67, the spirit of man, the reverse. Did you know there are 88,088 moons in the period of 6776, which is a 510 difference from the actual totality number of 7286? 51 are all the vowels in the alphabet. It happens to be B and O rail, it represents Barack Obama, 25 and 19. He was born in 1962. 62, 31, all the same. 31, 13 reversed, 11, 11, all work out to the 1962 by the four quarters to the 44th president, but he wasn't the 44th president. He was the 44th inauguration of president, but he couldn't have been the 44th president because that means no one would have had, how many 8 years? Is it 44th president or is this the 45th president? Which one is it? If it's the 45th times 4, times 5, I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. 1, 2, you make the boxes 4, into the center is 1 is 5, out of the center is 6, but it's counted after. That's where we get the extra 1 ace inside. You come in and you go out by 1. You come in from the 1 hole, you can go out by the 9 hole, you become a 10, you become a 1 and 0, leaving. Because it's the 9 coming in to the 5 hole, collecting the mind. The 4 mind and the 5 house living in the 6 area. So anyways, like I said, if we're on Earth, this is a created planet of some sort. I don't know how they did it. For those of you who watch me and think I'm all crazy and you made it to the end, well, you're crazy enough to make it to the end. Like I said, I just put numbers together of games people play and find out values over and above. Like here's one I just noticed right now. 108 is 2 54s, 2 decks of cards, 2 weeks vacations, 2 extra jokers. Forget about that. 10 and 8 is JH, the game heaven. 110 is the voltage. 11 times 10, 110, 21. 5 and 5. Forget about that. Look at that. It's a T. It's 525. So when we make our small initials of T's and M's and everything else, especially the letter M, like I said before, it's the 13th letter. 1 and 3 is 4. The next one after that, 9 more, is the 22nd letter. In French, it says life. And then it's the 31st letter. It says our life is being taken away. And that's exactly where we are right now. That's the period. That's all I can say. There's probably a million people saying the same thing as me. There we go. Anyways, to all the fish that are swimming before I add or me add, I got a whole there and see there that the beaver is still in the water because apparently the beaver saw snow this weekend. So I'm not too sure how keen the beaver is about going back into the water if there's going to be any water there when he gets back home. Anybody ever have Chipotle Southwest? I'm talking about the Midwest. Mid to mostly towards the west. You see, this one is in a place where I can't even explain. Now, this was all gimmerick that I just used on you right now. I just played a little game for you if you want to go inside, and it has to do with the video I have already done. Raphael, 7286. We're going to end this on 3-3. All right? Let's do the countdown. 7, 6, 5, 4,